Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Nerd Reactor, roll off.
What's up, Reactorites? I'm John.
I'm Mike.
And we just got done watching Disney's Zootopia. And let me tell you something. This is one deep movie. How deep? Pretty deep.
That's how deep.
Yeah, so pretty much the story revolves around Judy Hopps. She's a bunny from a small town. She's got big dreams, big aspirations. She wants to become a cop in the big metropolis, the big Zootopia city. And you got people there telling her she can't be that and she should go back home. But it's her journey and she's gonna, prove them all wrong. And this Disney film, it's I don't know, it's a lot of, it gets pretty heavy.
Yeah, this was really both me and John were pretty, surprised by how deep this movie is. I don't think we've ever seen a movie this deep because
movie that's this deep?
I mean, any animated movie, any Disney movie that has to deal with something such a, I guess you could say it's controversial.
It deals with. It has a lot of parallels, like a lot of analogies to just the world we live in today with these, just a racial tension right now. Especially after the Oscars with the hashtag Oscars so white, or you got the whole movement with hashtag Black Lives Matter. So this one kind of touches upon that. So instead of just different races like blacks, whites, Asians, Mexicans, you have not Mexican. That's a Hispanics. This one is you got different species. You have lions, you have bunnies, you got foxes, elephants, giraffes, all of that,
and they're all just trying to live together. And judging from the trailers we've seen, we did a Reactor trailer a while back. I didn't get this kind of vibe for this movie.
Yeah, because the trailer is all about, they give you a setup, animals are all living together. So I was thinking it's just going to be just her journey as, a bunny trying to become a cop and just trying to prove everybody wrong. But it has, a lot of layers. So
is it like an ogre, John?
It's like an ogre. It's like an onion. An ogre is like an onion. But, it touches upon that because you got they talk about predators and then they talk about the prey. That's the very beginning of the movie where that's the history of animals. You got the top of the food chain, the saber-toothed tiger or the lions, the felines, carnivores. Yeah. And then they prey on the herbivores and all that. So it's pretty interesting to see that, how they set that up.
Yeah, and is this a funny movie? Yeah, there's some good funny parts, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But then I think that it kind of gets, I wouldn't say overshadowed, but you will take away way more of the story and how this has to do with race more than just the laughs.
Species,
yeah, species, because that's what their parallels are. But you're just gonna be like, whoa, this is a very deep movie because what's her name? Judy Hopps comes from a small town, and she's got her own prejudice that have kind of been instilled in her since birth. And she comes to the big city, she's never seen a fox before, and it's just the little things. You're there's parallels here, I'm sensing it. I mean, this might go over kids' heads, but I'm sure most of the parents watching in the audience are going to be like, whoa, this is a very deep message.
Yeah, a very deep message and a good message about it doesn't matter what your species or I guess nationality, race, whatever, you have a dream, just pursue it and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah, because they do have there's a small sexist message as well, and then you think it's going to be one-sided, but it's both. They did a great job of just saying hey, we all come in different shapes and sizes, literally in this movie, and we all, not everybody's a good guy, not everybody's a bad guy, and it's everybody's their own individual animal.
Yeah. But let's talk about the characters like Judy Hopps and just the chemistry between her and Nick Wilde. He's the fox. He's you think of the fox as a sly fox. So when we're introduced to him, he's doing a lot of shady things. Yeah. He's just out there. He's hustling people and he's out for just himself. And like I said, onions, layers. So pretty much like each character, there's like more to them. They become like 3-dimensional characters, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and especially like there's this one scene where he really divulges like how he came to be this character in this story, and then you're just kind of like, whoa, that's, because he says like, people always perceive me of being this way, so I just, you know what, if that's the way they're gonna think of me, then that's the way I'll be. And it was just kind of like, whoa,
that is wow. That's like, it parallels to like certain other people, like, if you're gonna think of me that way, then I'll act a certain way.
So wow, like what would you say, like what is your favorite parts? I think my favorite parts, a lot of it has to do with just the overall design of the world. Like I remember seeing like the trailer, and it's like they have the subway with all the individual, doors, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cheesy. But then later on, they get into some set pieces where I'm like, that looks really cool. Mm-hmm. Like there's this wedding scene, and then you see it's like a little tiny set where everybody's dancing, and then they zoom out, and there's giant polar bears are surrounding them, and it's just like the size difference was funny. Yeah,
it's just they play on with a lot of that, just and they also play on with just little subtle things that animals do that just like Judy, like when she would get impatient or something, like she's just tapping her foot like really fast like a bunny.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. And just like they play to the strengths of each animals and their weaknesses. And the things I liked about it, like even though they had deep messages, the comedy elements, it's pretty funny. They make fun of many things. They make fun of like social media, and the criminals would take selfies of the victims that's next to them. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I would say that there's a lot of like pop culture references in this. Like you have the Godfather reference in there.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of even Disney references.
Yeah, Disney Easter eggs. I don't want to like ruin it, but they do mention stuff. They have Easter eggs for Wreck-It Ralph. They have Easter eggs for Tangled. Even for Frozen, they made a Frozen. Like they made fun of the Let It Go song. Yeah. They also made fun of upcoming Disney movies that aren't even out yet, like Moana, starring The Rock. So that's pretty cool. Like if you're watching it and that movie comes out, you're like, hey, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the fact that just this movie compared to where Disney's been for like the last, like, what did you say, like 10, 20 years?
Yeah.
It's just so different, because this isn't what you would think of your stereotypical animation movie. This is just a movie. Like they take the animation out of it, all the animals. It's still a good movie. Like the story and like the idea behind it. So,
the heart of the story, and then there's actual other elements to it. I'm not gonna reveal it here. That just like, whoa! The movie just keeps on going. There's like another deeper, darker things that are happening.
Another layer.
Yeah, another layer. Yeah.
To this movie onion.
Yeah. It's like we're promoting Shrek here.
But I would say, let's see, would you say like this is one of your favorite Disney movies? Like in like a couple, like what is your? I mean,
yeah, this is definitely one of the top Disney films, like of the Second Renaissance. And when I say Second Renaissance, I mean like the new, because the first Renaissance was when they had like Aladdin, Lion King, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. So I consider this the Second Renaissance ever since the beginning when they started with Tangled. So pretty much I've been enjoying all the Second Renaissance Disney movies. They include Tangled, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6. I love that one. So far, Disney, they've been doing a great job. I think they're even overshadowing Pixar, because Pixar used to be at the top with movies like Toy Story 3 and Finding Nemo. But now I think it's just Disney's back again. This is it. This is like another movie that just puts them up there as the top tier, the top dogs of animation.
Yeah, and I think that's good though, because I mean that breeds like a good healthy competition between them.
Yeah. So
Disney, Disney has to do is compete with itself. Like I feel like Disney and Pixar are like completely overshadowed DreamWorks, because DreamWorks is kind of stuck in that old mentality of like, this is a crazy movie about animals fighting and learning kung fu, and it's like the deeper story of this movie is Zootopia is what makes Disney and Pixar separate from them.
Overall, very enjoyable movie. It's got a nice message, a nice deep message about species, and like whatever species you are, it's okay to dream big. And the comedy elements, like I've enjoyed a lot of things like the sloth. you've probably seen the sloth trailer, like at the DMV, they're going really slow, and just the whole size difference of different animals. So there's a lot of funny stuff that's happening in the movie.
Yeah, and if it's a good kids movie, it'll give them a message, like one of those subliminal messages. It's like hidden underneath. It's one of those things where you watch back and you're like, wow, this is deeper than I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those movies that people will talk about for a while. But yeah, I think we both highly recommend this. This is a great movie. Not just a good kids movie, just an all around good movie. Go out there and see it.
Yeah. So with that said, I'm John.
I'm Mike.
And we see you guys next time.